the No Fate channel, checking in. On this episode of Dad's Home Gym, I am doing a 1-year review of this Titan Fitness functional trainer. Now, when I first got this functional trainer in, I did a 1-month review. But we all know that even after a month, home gym equipment still feels like the new. It still has that new car smell. But after a year, the shine has worn off, and if there's any minor issues with that piece of equipment, you are fully aware of it. And frankly, after a year, you know if you made the right purchase decision or if you're just filled with regret. If this is your first time to the channel, give this video a like and hit that red subscribe button. On this Dad's Home Gym series, I just review pieces of home gym equipment on every episode to help you decide if it's right for your home gym, if it will exceed your expectations, and most importantly, if it is worth your hard-earned money. On today's video, I'm going to go over the stats, the cost, the installation. Most importantly, I'm going to talk about how I have been using it over the past year, the pros 1 year later, and most importantly, the cons that I've discovered 1 year later, what I would do differently, if anything at all, if I would buy this again, and then we're going to drill down into the weeds, and we're going to talk about maintenance and other potential options for your functional trainers. There are 3 main reasons people will pick up a functional trainer for their home gym. Number 1, fairly obvious, functional training. We all know that we should be doing more functional training. We know that it's good for us, and frankly, we know that it's essential for our long-term quality of life. The second reason that people will pick up a functional trainer is the floor space. Even though it's heavy, even though it's expensive, even though it's tall, it actually doesn't take up much floor space, and it allows you to do a host of different types of exercises. I mean, for the amount of space it actually takes up, the versatility and variety of exercises you can do is astronomical. And the third main reason that people will pick up a functional trainer in their gym is really a subconscious one, I believe, and that is it gives your home gym that local gym feeling. People want to have that local gym feeling even though they're training at home. They want to set up stations. They want to have a weight station, a cardio station, and their cabling station where they can do quick turnovers between sets. They can do drop sets. They can do supersets and bicep curls and tricep push downs. I want to know from you, comment below, does your home gym feel like a local gym, or is it hard to really escape the fact that you're near your laundry or you are near your pesticide and extra gasoline sitting in your garage? I'm always curious how people feel about their home gym, and I know I've tried extremely hard, but it is a constant battle to really separate the fact that even though it's a home gym, I want to be in that gym mindset. When you get a new piece of home gym equipment in, you use it every day. You actually try to find new and exciting workout routines to incorporate that piece of equipment in. But hey, we're a year down the road. How often am I using this functional trainer? Personally, I'm using it 4 to 5 times a week. The only day in my training this doesn't get used is leg day. There's just no way for me to actively use this during my leg routines, and it's not missed. I will say that on top of my use, my wife uses this once or twice a week herself, and we absolutely love it. One of the great things about getting a functional trainer for your home gym is that even if you use it a ton, it's never ever going to get nearly as much use at a local gym, which means it's not going to have the wear and tear, and it's going to last you arguably forever. When I was looking at functional trainers, and there's a lot on the market, a few things stood out with this Titan Fitness functional trainer. I want to go over them, and frankly, I want to tell you 1 year later if they have held true in my decision-making process. One of the big standouts is that it comes with a number of handles. Many of the other functional trainers either come with no handles or they came with less and they didn't look as good quality. A year later, I will tell you that these 2 functional handles are great, but I never use them. The actual handles that they provided are extremely good. I still use them to this day, and the only maintenance they require is a little bit of lubricant every once in a while down here. One of the big reasons I chose Titan Fitness over some of the others is that it had a 200-pound weight stack. That does tend to be a differentiator among some of the other functional trainers, and I'm glad I went with that heavier stack. I would argue get the heaviest stack you can get, because no matter what you get, you're always gonna wish you had a few pounds more. For me, at 6'1", 185 or 186 if I've had dinner, I will say that 200 pounds is a perfect weight for me for like 90% of my exercises, even 95%. I can't pin out the exercise, which means I'm not really limited by the amount of weight that is on here. And I'll talk more about the limitations of this weight stack later in today's video. A couple standouts, at least for me, a full year later, are the pulleys and the cabling itself. First and foremost, the pulleys are metal, and that tends to differentiate between the really low-cost functional trainers and the better functional trainers. I like the fact that they're metal, the fluid motion is smooth, and the cabling itself has not worn at all. Oftentimes, when you see a local gym, you'll see that after enough use, that cabling will wear, and then eventually it just goes and needs to be replaced. And this cabling shows no signs of wear at least a year later. The pulleys themselves, nice and smooth. I haven't done anything to them even after a year, and we'll talk about maintenance. I assume that 2 or 3 years in, I may need to remove the pulleys to lubricate them a bit more, make sure I pull out the dust and put in some more lubrication, but that's just general maintenance. One of the things I spoke highly about at the 1 month mark, and it still holds true at the 1 year mark, is the level of versatility. This functional trainer really can do so many different things, and even a year later, I'm still incorporating it in new and exciting ways, whether it's doing shrugs with just the handles over here to really do a nice drop set on my traps, doing face pulls, doing supersets, doing drop sets, circuits, you name it, I can do it on here, and it adds a level of versatility that you just can't honestly get with a straight barbell. Let's talk about the negatives, the cons. A year later, there must be something wrong with it. If I told you it was perfect, you'd know I'm lying to you. And the truth is, there are a couple issues with this that you need to be aware of. The biggest one, the biggest elephant in the room, is that it is $500 more than when I bought it. One of the reasons I bought this was that it was the lowest cost functional trainer out there, or it tied for the lowest and had a lot more benefits. At $2,500, you now are in a different ballpark with regards to that pricing, and you have to consider that in your decision process. The good thing with Titan Fitness, twofold, is one, they will offer sales from time to time that will bring this thing down to like $2,250 and so on and so forth. I'll link it in the description so you can see what that price point is today. They also have a rewards program for points. Essentially, it gives you 5% back to use at a future purchase. So if you buy this at $2,500, you're gonna have a whole lot of points to put towards another one of Titan Fitness's products. Another big issue with this functional trainer is that weight stack. I know I said that I was happy with the 200-pound weight stack, and I am, but the truth be told, for many of you, especially a lot of you I know are stronger than I am, you're gonna be limited by that weight stack regardless of which functional trainer you get. You're always going to wish you had more weight. And one of the big questions I get is, can you do rows on this? And the truth is, you can absolutely do rows, but when I do a row on just one side, and I'm not that strong, I can pin this thing out for reps all the way at the bottom, okay? It's a 2-to-1 ratio. So if you plan to do rows on this, like me, you're gonna have to do one of each hand. So what I'll do is I will get these pulleys, I'll get one of each hand, and I will do 2 arm rows so that I'm able to utilize both stacks at the same time. It works. I haven't been able to come close to pinning out both stacks, but it's something you need to be aware of. The other big question I get is regarding pull downs. Many people want that pull down movement to really squeeze their lats. And can you do pull downs on this? And the truth is twofold, yes and no. You can do pull downs on one side if you have a bar, like so. This does not come with the functional trainer. And the problem with that is going to be, as I mentioned, the 200-pound weight stack. For many of you, you're going to be able to do reps of 20 with this thing pinned out. The other problem you're going to find at that heavier weight is that it's going to be lifting you off because you don't have something to hold you down to brace yourself against. In those cases, you're going to need to put extra weight on your lap, put on a weighted vest or something to keep your body on the ground, because unlike a lat pull down, there's nothing to kind of hold you in and keep you from lifting up. What I do when I want to go heavy on lat pull downs is I'll do the same thing as when I do rows. I get one of each of these and I just simply do pull downs off the floor. It works exceptionally well. I get a really good stretch. I get a really good squeeze on that exercise, but I can't actually use this barbell. If you wanted to do a pull down with like a straight bar, you certainly could pull out this functional trainer, connect it, and just hold on to the middle of it and do that. But again, you're gonna be limited to how much you weigh versus how much you can lift. Maintenance in your local gym, not your responsibility. But in your home gym, you are the chief cook and bottle washer. And I do two things regularly for maintenance. At the 6-month mark and the 1-year mark, I go around and I tighten all of the bolts. With use, they're gonna loosen up just a little bit. And if you wanna keep this thing working like the day you brought it into your home, you're gonna wanna keep those tight. Number 2, every month I go around and I lubricate the shafts and over here where the rails are. And I also will lubricate inside the handles. You can pick, there's a whole bunch of different lubricants you can pick up. I think Super Lube is probably the best one you can get. And frankly, if you buy a bottle, it's probably gonna last you 2 or 3 years. So it's not that big of a deal. It's just something you need to be aware of. And now it's time. It is time for Fate of the Union, where I give you my final thoughts on this Titan Fitness functional trainer and tell you if I would buy it again. Number 1, absolutely a big proponent of functional trainers in your home gym as long as it corresponds with your lifting style. If you're a power lifter, you probably don't need to get a functional trainer. And if you're a power lifter, the stacks on this functional trainer probably aren't for you. Keep in mind, I do think when you look at functional trainers, you want to head towards the heaviest weight stacks possible, just because you're going to be glad you have them for those big exercises, those big muscle group movements like your pull downs. You need to know the limitations on this. You can do pull downs and rows, those big heavy exercises, but you're gonna have to use one of each hand, and you do have to be aware that in certain exercises, you're gonna have to find a way to hold yourself down. Would I buy this again? At $2,000, I would not think twice about picking up this Titan Fitness functional trainer. At $2,500, you've got to ask yourself how it compares to some of the other leading functional trainers out there, because I think those price points are a little bit closer than when I first bought this piece of equipment. Overall, extremely happy with it. Glad I picked it up. I mean, for versatility, you can't do better than a functional trainer because of the footprint. It looks like it takes up a lot of space, but it doesn't. It takes up a lot of height, but it doesn't take up a lot of depth in your home gym. And once you have it set up, it is almost maintenance free. If you have any questions regarding the Titan Fitness functional trainer, drop them in the comments below. I'll get them answered as quickly as possible. If you're looking to see what the price point is today, or if you want to help out the channel, please use the affiliate links in the description. Once you use those links, we officially become best friends. I also want to know still, do you have a local gym feel in your home gym, or are you on that constant battle of trying to get your home gym to feel and function like a local gym so that you're not put off, you're not distracted by the laundry, by the pesticides, by the car in your garage? I am always curious how people kind of navigate the waters of their home gym. So comment down below and hopefully we can have a discussion down the road. If you came this far in the video, give it a like. Hit that subscribe button. Why not? It's like an official YouTube rule that if you make it to the end of the video, you should probably hit that subscribe button. As usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back.